locked in.
Look at what we have here, folks.
To the only show that matters.
The cream of the crop.
Duke Loves Rasslin.
And there is no one that does it better than
your host.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
The Duke.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Yeah, how you doing?
What's going on?
I got no energy for your antics this evening. I really don't.
That is my Dwayne The Rock Johnson impersonation.
And you will
right
refer to him now as Dwayne Johnson because that's his now. He's dropping The Rock moniker.
I don't think he owns The Rock.
Really?
I think the WWE owns it, and they allow him to use it.
I'd believe that.
They trademarked that.
I'd believe that.
So that's what it is. So every time he uses it, they get a cut.
Well, I remember when there was the CNN, he did a thing for CNN. He produced a mini-series about...
Yes. That was earlier this year.
Yeah, early this year. Mm-hmm. And it said, produced by Dwayne Johnson.
Who the hell is that? Yeah. Like,
and it wasn't like his picture was up there.
Yeah, yeah.
So you kind of feel bad in a way. He was sort of hung with that moniker. And I could see you want to get away from it.
But you got to stick with...
You got to stick with it.
The dance, man.
That's right. That's right. You can't turn around...
Yep.
And now be upset about it. You don't see Bruce Springsteen going, you know what, I'm not the boss anymore.
Exactly.
I got to step away from this boss
He's always
thing.
the boss.
He's the boss.
He's the boss. Dwayne, you're the Rock.
Unlike you. You are neither the Rock nor the boss.
I'm the Duke. See that?
Yeah.
That's right. That's royalty, bro. Royalty. Okay. How you doing today?
I'm all right.
You look like the guy from Tool Time. What was it? Was it Al? What was the guy's name?
I think it was Al.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking more of the Bounty.
Red flannel.
The Bounty guy on the Bounty paper towels.
All right, Bob Vila. That's who you look like.
Oh, yeah.
This old house over here.
Yeah, I'm not gray enough yet to be Bob Vila.
Yeah.
What do you think Bob Vila's doing right? I think he made a lot of money.
A lot of money.
I think he's well
He was a spokesman
retired.
for Craftsman for a long time.
He was.
Yeah.
I think he made huge money off of that.
Sure.
But he kind of fell out of the limelight as a...
Well, he had some problems with this old house crew.
Was there a hole that was falling out there?
because he was a star and they didn't believe it. They didn't want to pay him. So
I kind of like the new version of This Old House. I like that there's multiple people.
What was the other one? Home Again or something like that?
I know exactly with the man and the woman.
Yeah.
It was always the guy and the various females. So it was kind of a It was kind of had a comedy element.
Exactly. And then HGTV literally built a whole station around that concept.
Could you imagine if you were the guy that said, "Listen, I have an idea.
Yeah,
we got a cable channel we need to fill.
Yep.
With 24 hours of crap programming." We'll just base it off of This Old House. We won't even do it as well.
Exactly.
And we'll just,
make a lot of money.
Yeah, because This Old House, I think, is still the gold standard.
Yep.
Although I hear it's very expensive for them to do your house.
Of course it is.
Which you wouldn't think so. You think, like HGTV, they're giving houses away all the time.
Yeah, but
This Old House, you're paying.
Yeah,
because you know why?
To.
Norm Abram.
Yeah.
Master carpenter Norm Abram, my personal hero.
Okay.
If you get Norm on the job, forget it. Your house
it's over.
You might as well just seal the house and put it on eBay.
That's it.
Because Norm has touched it, and Norm has blessed that wood.
So it's worth something.
That's right.
That's right.
So if Norm can bless your wood, consider yourself lucky.
I don't want my wood blessed by Norm, by anyone named Norm, by the way. That's
hey, Norm!
Folks, welcome back to Duke Loves Rasslin. I am the Duke, and yes, I do enjoy doing pro wrestling impersonations and talking about Bob Vila. Shout out to my man Bob Vila. And I'm going to keep on doing them no matter what my illustrious co-host, the Boston bad boy, I am Mike Pelosi, says.
You know what I just realized, by the way?
What's that?
That this is, in fact, our Halloween show. Because next Tuesday is Halloween.
Oh, good point.
And then Halloween's going to be over the next time we're on.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's worth a mention to everybody here how frightened I am to come and hang out with you every week.
Oh.
And that this holiday, I'm going to take a Tuesday to myself. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear from you. And it's just going to be my own personal retreat.
No,
I'm going to listen to Monster Mash.
The guests that are going to be on the next show.
You
got work to do. You got
by
work
the great Bobby Boris Pickett, who is a New England native, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes. And this song he tried to have another hit after it, but he
didn't work out.
No, but Monster Mash.
It's like you.
Think about it. What's your favorite Christmas song?
Ooh. Oh, wait. Baby, please come home.
Okay. Big song.
Yes.
This song is better. This is a better holiday song than any holiday song you can get. You can't get better on a holiday song. I don't care what Christmas song it is.
Whoa.
The Monster Mash
Christmas,
is
Baby, please come home. You're saying this is better than that?
What I'm saying is, as a holiday song, someone actually wrote a good song about Halloween. Christmas is easy to write about.
Sure.
So if you're doing this, you're making, you're already there.
Well, why didn't you do it?
Well, this was written in the 60s. I wasn't even thought of yet.
Well, Back to the Future. Come on, get your act together. That's right. What are the top stories in the world of professional wrestling today?
I don't care.
Well, I'm going to educate you anyway.
I'm going to go back to listening to Bobby Boris Pickett.
Get out of here. During Run the Ropes, we also have an update from former NWA World Champion Tommy Wildfire Rich. He said he wants to jump on the show and tell us about some big thing going on Saturday. So
when he says he wants to jump around, that guy ain't kidding. So
I know.
I got to prepare for that.
He is hyped,
like
brother.
I said, I'm just having...
I love Wildfire. He is nuts. See? Also, the Boston Bad Boy will finally celebrate the greatness that is Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Is that what you think?
That's what you're going to do.
You know what I'm upset about?
What?
Of one of many things. Today you come waltzing in here with a little six-pack under your arm, and I go, wow, finally.
See?
Finally, after how many episodes of this show, the Duke is bringing some adult beverages in so that I can actually enjoy myself here, and it's sparkling water.
But that's adult. What are you talking about?
Wrong with
it's
you?
Adult. What are you talking about?
I'm sick of trying to be healthy. I can once a week have a nice frosty cold beer.
No.
At least if I have to sit here.
No.
I will say the sparkling water is good. But the point is, beer would have been better.
And
once again, you've fallen short, as always.
You're so awful sober. I couldn't even imagine you drunk. So no. I'm sorry, pal. Sparkling water.
Here's the thing. You think you've ever seen me sober. You know how much I drink during the day just to see you?
That's disturbing. Okay. Yeah.
You don't want to see me sober. Let me tell you.
I'm going to bring the breathalyzer next time. I'm sick of this. Okay. But before we get to any of the good action there, folks, Boston Bad Boy.
What?
Nikki Bella.
I don't care.
Tearing it up on Dancing with the Stars.
I don't care.
You should
We're not
care.
talking about that.
This is very important.
No.
Okay?
No.
She scored.
I don't care.
A 36 out of 40.
I don't know what that means. I don't care.
It's a huge score on the show.
I don't know what that means. I don't care.
You
know what
is
I do
a
care about?
fantastic dancer.
You know what I care about?
What?
You opened the show talking about The Rock.
Yes.
And The Rock comes from a famous wrestling family.
Sure.
His grandfather, was it? Or father?
Yeah, his grandfather and his father.
And they're Samoan.
Yes. Well, his father is actually a Canadian black man. But his grandfather has the Samoan heritage.
Samoan.
Yes.
And the Samoans are big in wrestling. I mean, that's a contingent that's been
family,
for a long time.
Yep.
So, in our current world that we're living in, the United States ambassador to Samoa put his foot in his mouth because he's a dope. And what I'm worried about is I don't want to ruin the ties that we have with wrestling with the wonderful country and the people of Samoa.
Well, that's very important.
I don't want to embarrass. I'm embarrassed as an American, that we sent the dolt Scott Brown, who used to be a Massachusetts state senator. I'm sorry, he's not a state senator. He was one of the senators, U.S. senator from the state of Massachusetts.
Sure.
He tried to carpetbag his way into New Hampshire. That didn't work.
Hey.
Then he disappeared to do something else. He became a Trump supporter. And so what did Trump do? Shipped him off to the South Seas.
That's right. Get away from me. That's what he said to me. Listen,
even if Trump can't stand, if Trump sends you to the South Pacific, that's how bad of a person you are.
Full disclosure, I have spent time with Scott Brown.
I'm sorry to hear it.
He has always been nothing but cordial and respectful. His lovely wife, Gail, she gives me a hug. Very nice lady as well.
She was a broadcaster here.
She sure was. She sure was. So, nice people. I got to be honest, though. Scotty, I don't know about the folks you're hanging out with lately. You got you saying crazy things out there.
Listen, you can tell me Scott Brown's a nice guy.
I tell you this all the time.
Whatever. The point is, you are judged by the friends you keep.
Sure.
And this guy will he would sell his own mother down the river if it got him elected to some office where he could say he had something he was doing.
I like Scotty.
I can't believe you do. So anyway, what happened was he's at a state dinner in Samoa. He's the United States ambassador to Samoa. Okay,
Scotty.
He's at a state dinner, and I'm trying to. I don't know if there's an actual quote, but there are complaints came out that he said to some of the, I believe, wait staff at this event that they should. Here we go. That they looked really beautiful, and that they should trade on their looks. Basically, is what he was trying to say. That they're too good looking to do what they're doing, whatever.
To have a real job.
Right, exactly. And so this was at a Peace Corps dinner. By the way, let's add another layer in this. They're at a dinner to promote the Peace Corps, which is one of the few good things left in the world. And this dope wanders in there.
Stop it.
and it makes a fool not only of himself once again, but now of me and of you because he's representing the United States.
He was giving expert advice because he
expert advice.
Listen,
he'd have to be an expert on something other than trying to win elections, and he's only moderately successful at that.
He put himself through college using his looks. He took the pictures. Remember the pictures?
Oh, right. He was a
model.
Playgirl. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
he was in
Playgirls. Okay.
Well, so what that makes him. All right. So, but here's the thing. Do you wander into your local coffee shop and tell the barista, hey, you know, you're good looking, toots. You should get the hell out of here. You're too pretty to be here.
No.
I
just want my coffee.
Here's my thing. Where I believe that Samoa, I'm pretty sure, has the internet and television like the rest of the world.
Sure.
Has Scott Brown not been paying attention to what's going on in the world, what women have been struggling with lately, and all the talk that's going on about things that you're not supposed to do to other people because it's cruel and it's wrong? And this is United States ambassador? It's disgusting. And he should be put... The fine people of Samoa, they're a seafaring folk, you know, South Pacific. They should get the worst canoe they have and push him out to sea.
Stop it right now.
And just let him go.
I like
Because
Scott.
you know what? I would be totally behind that, and I could get a petition started, and I just might do it.
Listen, Scotty, you need to hang out with the Duke more, and I'll keep you out of that
do
stuff.
not address him from my show.
I like Scotty.
No, please.
Scotty, cut the crap, all right? Seriously, cut the crap,
cut the
Scotty.
crap. Cut the crap and go away. Just
Stop it.
go away.
Leave him alone. Run the ropes. You spend too much time giving people a hard time on the show. You need to be nicer.
Hard time. First of all, it's a public person. Stop saying stupid crap. Because now the inspector. Can I just say this is just not me raging? There's an actual formal investigation. by the inspector general's office.
He's probably going to lose that ambassadorship. There's no two
Here's
ways
the
about
thing.
it.
What else has he got going on?
Well, he's
you
Scott
start
Brown.
having all these losses.
His daughter is a famous singer. Leave him alone.
Famous?
She's
Let's
famous.
not get famous. All right.
Hey.
Let's not go.
You leave Ayla Brown alone.
I don't know.
I like her.
I mean, listen. She was trading on her looks, and it didn't go too far for her.
Don't do that.
He should stop giving out horrible advice to other people because he should get his own house in order.
Scotty, cut the crap.
Scott Brown.
All right, let's move. Let's get back to wrestling here. Jesus.
I was talking about the fine people of Samoa.
Well, speaking of Samoa, Nia Jax teases a return.
Oh, boy.
You know, we talked about it last week, folks, how Nia Jax took a leave of absence.
Yeah, and have we gotten to the bottom of this?
Well, stay out of this.
No, have we gotten to the bottom? What was the what was the official word given as to
There's
why?
There's no official word.
Oh, really?
There's no official
Interesting.
word.
That's funny.
So, on Twitter, Nia Jax alluded to being at Survivor Series to, quote, settle the score in defense of the Raw team. So, hey, look, Nia, get back in the ring. Let's get back to doing what you do best, which is wrestle. Enough of the other nonsense. I don't know what your problem is.
Do you know why she said she's coming back? Do you know why she said she's coming back?
Well, she's coming back because she misses her checks and what have you there. I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Well,
but,
I think that she might have been leveraged into it.
Well,
I think it's like I think you know your quote unquote friend said no more of this leave of absence. This is where he's trying to push back, which is all part of his much larger scheme that we talked about last week.
Oh, really? Well, I don't know about any of that stuff. All I know is, look, Nia Jax, we welcome you back. Get in the ring, do what you do best. Survivor Series, everyone will be happy to see you back, and that's really the end of it. Jeff Jarrett checks into rehab. Boy, I'll tell you, folks, this has been a whirlwind right here.
All right, can you again? I've been seeing all these posts, and why do I care about Jeff Jarrett?
Well, keep in mind, I mean, he was a big star in the USWA, and he was also a star in the WWE, WCW, but he was the one who created TNA. He and his father.
Oh, right. Okay.
So they created TNA. They found some investors who ended up pushing him out.
Was one of those the idiot Billy Corgan?
No, not yet.
Okay, that later on.
Then they brought him back, then pushed him out again. Then the whole Billy Corgan thing happened, and et cetera, et cetera. Then he gets brought back again. Like at least 3 times he's brought back to his own company, and then he gets pushed out again, saying that his behavior is just unacceptable. Well, now we find out that he got checked into rehab.
Well, there you go.
So, allegedly, last weekend in Canada, he was passed out, and then he was demanding to work when he woke up, and he was unsafe, basically.
It sounds fairly unsafe.
So, there's some problems there. But listen to this, though. The WWE, to their credit, Jeff Jarrett's wife, Karen, reached out to them, and they assisted in getting him into the facility.
That is actually impressive because they are a heartless company
Well,
and led
clearly
by
they're
a
not heartless
led
if
by
they're
a
doing
heartless
that.
man.
Well,
so the fact that they had a little compassion for this woman
They
and her
offer that
family.
for all wrestlers, by the way, just so you know.
I don't know.
They will put you through rehab if you're a wrestler. They'll do it.
You know what I'm going to need? And you know what? These wrestlers are going to need rehab from dealing with Vince. What about that? What about the stress and the PTSD from working with Vince McMahon? Who's covering that rehab?
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
You don't
good.
need
In what universe is he a good guy?
Stop it. Kurt Angle returns to the ring. Huh. Jeez. Now, here's what's interesting. Karen used to be Kurt Angle's wife, by the way, and now she's Jeff Jarrett's wife. Don't try to figure it out. That's another story altogether.
I really don't care. I care almost as much as about Dancing with the Stars scores.
Well, listen, Nikki Bella's doing a good job. But that's right, folks. As a result of the Raw roster coming down with illnesses, being injured, or just plan on walking out, you know, Kurt Angle took part in the main event at the TLC pay-per-view this past Sunday. He teamed up with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. They defeated The Miz, Braun Strowman, The Bar, Kane, everybody. They took on everybody, basically. But, man, I'll tell you what. It was great to see Kurt Angle back in the ring.
Isn't he a little fragile?
Well,
is he borderline to not be doing this anymore, though?
His bump card is pretty full.
Yeah. So
well, here was the other issue, though. He battled addiction, which is what got him pushed out of the WWE over a decade ago. And he just recently was allowed back in. But the idea was not for him to necessarily wrestle. He has an on-air commissioner role or something like that. But they had to do this because everyone was sick. The meningitis and all that other nonsense.
The quote-unquote meningitis.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, boy, I'm sure he wanted to do it.
Sure, of course he does.
I have a hard time supporting potentially making someone a vegetable. I think you and Vince don't care. You know, even though you say you love these guys, you really want them to go out there and potentially get hurt. And
he was living his dreams. He was
listen,
living his dreams.
That's fine by him, but you know what? I'm not going to encourage it. And you can do whatever you want because you're heartless.
I don't want to crush anybody's dreams. Triple H returns to the ring.
What about my dreams of not having to sit here every week?
Listen, we're going to talk about your favorite Triple H, okay? Because not only did he return to the ring,
another idiot,
in Santiago, Chile, but he danced with the New Day. He twerked. Oh my God, this is big news everywhere. Everyone covered this. He twerked.
This is what's wrong. You were having a conversation earlier today on social media with somebody about how the WWE is great because they're making so much money.
More money than they've ever made.
More money than ever.
Ever.
Money.
You hear that, Connor? Ever.
Money is not everything.
Sure it is.
No, it's not. Because everything. You know why it's not everything?
Why?
Because of what you just effing read. How stupid. You just told me that Triple H was twerking.
He was twerking.
And that's supposed to be content?
He dropped it like it's hot.
Get the hell out of here. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I mean, and you say a lot of stupid stuff, and the WWE does a lot of stupid stuff. How about Triple H goes away, and they focus on, I don't know, new wrestlers that are good at the job? How about that? Would that be too hard?
You're jealous because you can't twerk like Triple H.
I'm not jealous. He's got to go to bed next to that wife of his every night, and I wouldn't want to wish that on anybody.
Listen, stop it. You see what I got to put up with this guy here? It's unbelievable, folks. The #1 story in the world of professional wrestling is Under Siege.
The movie with what's his name?
I'm not talking about Steven Seagal.
Thank God, because that guy's a creep. Speaking of creeps, there's a lot of stories about him wearing kimonos and doing very bad things.
I don't really understand them. I don't even want to understand them. I'm staying out of that one. But I'm talking about the SmackDown roster invading Raw and attacking those that were left. Because, you know, people are sick or not there or whatever.
How many times are you going to say it?
Well, because it happened. What do you want me to do? That was the big deal there.
It's part of it. It's all part of it. You're falling for it. You're falling for it.
Fine. Kayfabe is alive. Fine. But this is the build-up to Survivor Series where we're going to have roster versus roster, both the males and the females. It's pretty awesome, actually.
All right.
I like
Fine.
I like it.
But if you're going to do it the right way, which somehow some conflated BS and malarkey is going to come in there.
And you're not going to like this part.
Exactly. How did I know? How did I know? I was getting ahead of myself.
See? Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle, who had a great match with each other years ago. Where now listen
Shane
to this.
McMahon should never be wrestling, so I don't even believe that. Again, BS. But go ahead.
Kurt Angle, because he's an Olympic gold medalist, you know, he's really good at doing throws and things of that nature, belly-to-belly suplexes and what have you. So he was suplexing Shane McMahon. He was supposed to do it through glass.
Okay.
Sugar glass. But they painted it.
Right.
So when they painted it, it hardened.
Right.
So when Angle threw him through the glass the first time, didn't break. Dropped Shane on his head. Picked him up, did it again. I think it took like 2 or 3 attempts before the glass finally broke.
That's actually pretty funny.
Almost killed the guy.
That's even funnier.
So it looks like they're going to relive that, basically.
Will they relive him throwing him through 3 times? And
Possibly.
Otherwise, why bother?
I know, yeah.
Otherwise,
Shane's going
why
to jump off something again because that's what Vince
again,
wants
this
him
is
to do.
just right. He's trying to get his own kid killed because he doesn't want to give his company to anybody.
No,
and this, again, it ties into what I was saying last week.
He's putting his kid through the same thing that everybody else has to go
except
through.
for him.
Well, Vince wrestles, man. He's been beat up.
He should be beat up. He doesn't have to be, though. How about just hire the best people to do the job and go sit in your office and do what you're supposed to do? Maybe do your job and let them do theirs.
Maybe he wants to settle the score. People will give him a hard time. So you get him in the ring and beat him up.
You can't do that, though. If he wants to be a real businessman, so wait, is he a real wrestler and a fake businessman? Is that how it is?
Don't be disrespectful.
Because that's sort of what it sounded like.
Don't be disrespectful. All right. You heard what I think. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm a jerk? Maybe something in between?
An idiot. You're the third one tonight.
Give me a break. Head over to Facebook. Head over to Twitter. Type in Duke Loves Rasslin and let me know. Up next, former NWA champion Wildfire Tommy Rich.
This is Simply Lexus, and you are listening to Duke Loves Rasslin.
Hello?
Wildfire.
Yes, Manny.
Manny Fernandez. How are you, brother?
I'm fine. Who the heck is this?
Man, this is Duke from the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast. Listen, Manny.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm going like Tommy hands me a phone out of the middle of nowhere. It's crazy. Tommy, I don't know what he's giving me. He's probably giving me a hooker or something. Yeah, you know, it's funny that Tommy's in a rush. He's got to go to Toys for Tots. Hey, this is Tommy, man. I've got to go do a Toys for Tots. Let Manny do this because he knows everything going on.
What are you guys doing? You guys hanging out together or what? What are you in the woods? What is going on here?
We're over here in Myrtle Beach hanging out. Tommy's going to go do a good thing for the community called Toys for Tots. He's getting us involved with that.
Yeah.
And I got my thing going on with my non-profit organization called Pain and Laughter for my homeless veterans.
Great.
I'm a vet myself, and I'm raising money for that through Tommy Rich's Promotions and through our Tommy Rich's School of Wrestling.
You have your own organization where you're working with homeless veterans. That's pretty interesting there. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for the last 5 years.
Wow.
I've been doing it. I started the program out in Fresno, California, and some idiot named Lance Cardozo with Lucha Extreme ripped my foundation off for $20,000. And I got a little upset and blew his house up, so they kind of locked me up for it.
Oh, shit. What?
Wow.
Is that all?
I reminded the SWAT team that came after me after I did that I used to be UDT, and I could have blown them up if I knew they were coming, too.
Wow.
But I didn't even come.
Wow, I thought I was having a long week.
I know, this guy's serious
got the
business.
SWAT team after him.
Now, Manny, tell me this. Why is it that so many of the young guys, especially today, they still talk about how great of a mentor and a person that you are there? What is it about Manny Fernandez that resonates with so many people, even to this day?
Well, basically it's because I teach everything that I learned from, when I started with Murdoch and Terry Funk and Dory Funk and Mulligan, Sweet Hanson, Harley Race, a tradition of old school wrestling out of West Texas State called West Texas Style. And it just comes from all the guys from West Texas, the Bruiser Brodies, the Stan Hansons, the Tully Blanchards, even Tully, who's a coward, but, he has our style of wrestling. And, Kelly Kaninsky, Barry Windham, Tito Santana. We all learn that one style, and that's basically what I teach. It's I teach people how to wrestle. On the marquee, it says wrestling. It doesn't say Circus du Soleil or how many hoops you can jump through the elephant's ass and all that good stuff. It doesn't mean squat diddly. I've been wrestling some of the youngest, great, talented guys that WWE's missing out on because these kids get in the ring with me, and they're amazed that that 63-year-old man can still go like a bat out of hell and get on there and wrestle with him. But, I've been wrestling since I was 10 years old. It's like riding a bike.
You mentioned the WWE, and Duke is going to kill me for bringing this up, but I think that Vince McMahon is totally mismanaging the WWE. You said that there's talent that's being passed over. Why do you think they're passing over talent that's good?
They're going by went the writer's seat. Simon Gott said it the best way. Indio's an idiot. He didn't even know that I was tag team with Dusty Rhodes or who Dusty Rhodes was or stuff. I mean, that's the kind of people they got there. One of the best lines I hear, you know, I take all my worthy students to tryouts. One thing I got with Vince, even though when Vince tried to hire me and put horns on my head like a real Raging Bull, I told him to go fuck himself, but mom made me I'm an idiot. So he admired that I never came back begging for a job. I would never beg him for a job. I've asked to train down at NXT. I told him, no, thank you. I train the way I train. I don't want to be told how to train people. I train people the way I was trained, the way I was brought up. And if that don't suit you, tough.
You had a tag team with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Tell us about your time with Dusty and what your friendship with him meant.
Oh, my God. You know, Dusty Rhodes, if I didn't have Dusty Rhodes, I would have never had a job. Everywhere, when I was sent out to Papa Territory, like when I left Dusty's wing in Florida, when they knew that I would, you know, I would learn, number one, because Jack and Jarrett Briscoe were there, Hiro Matsuda was there, Gotch was there, Malenko was there, all the toughest shooters in the world that ever started this with Lutez. All the guys that stretched people and showed them that wrestling, you may call it fake, but we're not fake. You know what I'm saying? They'll show you they ain't fake. But they sent me there, and those are the people that educated me.
But Dusty protected you.
Yeah, Dusty protected. That's what I admired about Dusty. When Dusty came down after all this shooting with these guys for an hour, and they just ripped me apart, and they told Dusty and Jerry Briscoe and Eddie Graham, they go, this kid, they're right about this kid. He's tough. I said, tough? You guys whipped my ass for now, and you're 70-something years old. You know, I'm tough. He goes, yeah, but you didn't quit. I went, that's one thing I will never fucking do. I will never quit anything. And that's when I met Dusty for the first time, and we hit it off, and he always protected me. He took care of me. He let me go out. He let me go to San Antonio, pop Joe Blanchard's territory. I came in, you know, put the belt in the pop territory. Then I went to Harley race. I owe Harley so much for making me in Florida. I went into Kansas City and popped his territory. And when Dusty would reel me in and say, give your notice, kid, I need you, I'd always go back. Everywhere Dusty took the books, he'd just say, Manny, give your notice, Dusty needs you. And I gave my notice, and the man protected me. We were together for 30 years.
That's right.
30 years.
That's right.
You've been talking a lot of shoot talk. Would you say the kids today don't know what it's like to work in that environment, that a shoot today is nothing what it was like when you were really working?
Oh, God, not even a clue. I was fortunate enough that Lutez was still alive.
Oh, no. Lutez was as tough as nails, brother.
Lutez was still alive, and he taught me a lot. Lou taught me a lot. Carl Gott taught me a lot. Jeff Ports, Billy Robinson, Danny Hodge. I mean, Danny Hodge is still alive, and he's still crushing apples.
Oh, my God. He has the strongest grip in the world, Danny Hodge. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're still alive, so it's amazing that, you know, I'm still alive. I've been shot 3 times, stabbed 8 times, flipped over to, I don't know how many car wrecks me and Barry went to in Florida.
So, Manny, tell us again, what's this event that's coming up with Tommy's school and what have you here? Because Wildfire Tommy Rich, I know that you've partnered up with him down there in Myrtle Beach. You guys are doing some great things down there. What's going on?
Yeah, we got the big show, the first show for East Coast Wrestling Alliance. We're starting our own wrestling alliance. We're trying to bring back old school. Tommy Wildfire Rich, you know, one-time NWA World Champion. Austin Idol, Ricky Morton will be here, myself, Barbarian from the old WCW days.
Oh, yeah, big tough dude, brother.
And I got a bunch of good young kids that came together with me at a seminar, and they love old school. The days when wrestling was fun, when wrestling was looked at as a real deal.
That's right.
Not all this flip-flop and fly circus SLA crap.
That's right. Now, Manny, if any fans or any promoters want to get in touch with you, whether to just let you know how much they appreciate you or to book you on something, what's the best way that folks can reach you?
Best way to reach me is on Tommy Wildfire Promotions, Tommy Rich School of Wrestling. They got a private number there. If you could just Google it up. It'll say, I train. I'm his trainer at the school. I train everybody there for him. And, you know, we got a bunch of good kids coming through there. But that's the best way to get a hold of me. Facebook me or message me on Facebook or just send out messages on Messenger. His
name is the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. Manny, we got to have you back on sometime, brother.
You too, man. I can tell people the devil don't like me and God's not ready to get rid of me yet.
There it is. There it is.
What a guy.
I'm telling you.
What a guy.
Jeez, that was pure action.
And in all that action, he got a little ahead of himself because, you know, there was like some roughhousing going on at the beginning of him and Tommy.
Yeah.
They forgot to give us the date of the
Yeah, what is it? What is the date? On that
The date of the promotion is Saturday, October 28th, which is this upcoming Saturday.
Yes.
But Saturday, October 28th, and they're in Myrtle Beach, right?
Yeah, that's the X Gym Sports Complex. That's
Right.
568 George Bishop Parkway, Myrtle Beach. So, folks, you definitely got to check it out. You're going to see all the legends of wrestling there. Tommy Wildfire Rich, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, the Rock and Roll Express, you name it. A lot of your old school guys from the NWA territory and beyond there.
You know, the Raging Bull is going to send us a nice little thank you for covering his butt there. Because if Tommy found out he forgot to promote, then he's going to be in big trouble.
Let me tell you something.
Those two guys are getting enough trouble together already.
That'd be a cage match. Those two. I'm telling you.
Speaking of cage match, I thought it was very interesting. He said a couple of things that he said. And it's funny that you hear it from an old school. It makes sense that it comes right. He said it's a shoot into a work, not a work into a shoot. And on the surface, that sounds kind of obvious, but think about it. If the idea is to make a realistic, believable contest between two people, so it has to start with a realistic contest between two people.
Absolutely.
And then you dial it down so that you don't kill anybody. You don't start throwing, pulling your punches like in an action movie and then trying to make it look more realistic. It doesn't work. And I've seen it a million times. Again, we talk to a lot of people who are just starting in the business. We get sent a lot of video clips and a lot of stuff. And a lot of times I'm going, people are learning. But I think you have to be willing to take the hit once in a while.
Sure.
In order to then learn how to dial it back rather than trying to amp it up and then really hurt yourself.
Absolutely. Well, the people who really know how to wrestle, they always say, I can tell what's going to happen by the lockup. If you got people who are ginger about doing the collar and elbow lockup, then you know that we're going in the wrong direction.
Right.
But if you have people who really get at it,
right,
you can hear that slap. They really get at it with that lockup.
Well, it's that body language. It's the contact that actually helps orchestrate
absolutely
the whole interaction.
Because then you say, wow, these two people are fighting each other. Which is the point.
Right.
That's
here's
the
the
point.
thing. Right. You can't have, what does it devolve into? Fighting without contact at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's if you're going to start the other way, you're never going to, it's not like you get close enough to somebody and then, no, you're going to have contact.
That's right.
Even if it's choreographed.
Yep.
So I thought that was very, very interesting.
This ain't Cirque du Soleil, like you said.
He ain't jumping out of an elephant's ass.
That's right.
That might have to go onto a T-shirt.
I'm telling you, I like that. I like that.
The other thing he said that I thought was really cool, he said...
When he was talking about Harley Race.
Yeah, he's working territories. He said, I went down there and I put the title on him, blah, blah, blah. And he said it in passing.
Yep.
And I said, it's funny. Most sports, you talk to athletes, we won the Stanley Cup, we won the thing. In wrestling, because it's preordained, no matter who, quote unquote, wins as part of the show for the audience, both people had to get there together.
Absolutely.
So whereas one person won the belt, the other guy equally put the belt on the other person.
Absolutely, because that person had to be somebody.
That's right.
In order to be in that position to do that.
Well, and also, no one would be interested in seeing the belt at all unless it was a good match between two people who are actively there.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a very interesting thing he said, and I think it's an interesting way to look at wrestling in that, there's always this whole thing of, real versus not real. That's real.
That's real.
That's the reality of it.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing that can be appreciated about it. If you're all hung up on who wins the belt, you're missing the point, which is it's very carefully put together by people who really, really know what they're doing.
Damn right.
And that is the art right there.
Damn
That's
right.
the art of it.
Damn right.
So I think it was very good. I mean, I know the Bull was raging tonight.
He was raging.
He was raging.
He was definitely raging.
He was raging. But I think on those points especially, even though he didn't take the bait as much as I wanted to do on my Vince McMahon hatred, I did still learn something tonight.
Well, he did,
which is more than I can say for most times sitting with you.
He did point out the fact that he told Vince McMahon to kiss his backside.
I believe he told him to go F himself.
Yeah, that too. Which I'm not happy with you that you actually encouraged him to say that.
Boy,
all right?
Here's the thing. What I would love to have seen that happen, number one. I'd love to have seen that interaction happen. And then, apparently later on, you want him to go back, and he told him, no way, I'll do my own thing. Screw. So he gave him the old 1-2 punch. And, again, listen, I don't like a bully, which is why I don't like you.
Oh,
okay? I don't like a bully like Vince McMahon that is pushing people around, expects no one to stand up for them, And here's this guy, the Raging Bull. He's doing his own thing, and he's doing well at it.
But listen, I'm not going to tell Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull, anything about what he should and shouldn't do, but I'm going to tell you, be careful what you say about my friend Vince McMahon.
All right, you don't have any friends. Never mind Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon is my friend, and I don't appreciate the way you talk about him. Just be careful.
You need to stop.
Okay? I'm
You need
serious.
to stop. You need
be
to get
careful
help.
how you talk about my friend. Folks, up next, speaking of which, the Boston Bad Boy is going to say a lot of positive things in the next segment about my friend, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah, I'll make sure that happens.
No, you're going to do it because at this point, pal, you're really on thin ice.
You know, because at this point, I'm just about ready to tell you to go after yourself. So you better watch out. Be careful what you wish for.
Listen, this is what I get for putting Manny on the phone with you there. That's the real problem here. But before we get to any of that stuff, folks, we have a special message from an author out of the United Kingdom.
Oh.
Okay, got a young man by the name of Oliver Newman, and he's going to share some info about his new book.
Oh, hello, Newman.
Would you stop?
This is Oliver Newman, author of A Fan's Perspective 2016, What a Year to be a Fan of WWE, and A Fan's Perspective, One Man's Exploration of British Wrestling, and this is my story. I've been a huge fan of professional wrestling since the day that I saw SummerSlam 1991, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Mr. Perfect for the WWE Intercontinental Championship really blew my mind and made me a fan right from that moment forward, and I maintained that fandom all through my childhood and my teenage years, to the point where I saw a WWE Raw show in my hometown of Birmingham, England, and because of this I started writing about professional wrestling. Between 2007 and 2009 I went around the UK and reported on British wrestling shows, ultimately writing a book about that, A Fan's Perspective, One Man's Exploration of British Wrestling, where you can read about such wrestlers as Zack Sabre Jr., Jimmy Havoc. Fans will be able to see behind the scenes in terms of the British Wrestling Revolution that's currently happening. This is way back, even before that was even a possibility. So I think it's a really interesting read for the fans who'd like to know about, the likes of Zack Sabre Jr. and Jimmy Havoc and Nigel McGuinness back in 2007 time. And then from there, I've wrote another book, Fans Perspective 2016, What a Year to be a Fan of WWE, and it takes you on a journey of all the NXT takeovers and WWE pay-per-views and network specials from 2016, and yeah, I think that's a very interesting story. And yeah, this is Oliver Newman, and this is my story.
Okay, folks, you've got Susan Tex Green here, one of the only women to beat the Fabulous Moolah. Look in the record books, you'll see me. I love wrestling with the Duke. Look forward to seeing all y'all. And be with La Alamo.
It's like we're going all over the world on this episode there.
Yeah.
We've been to Samoa.
Yeah.
We've been to, Texas.
Some of us more than others.
The UK. We've been all over the place.
Well, it's so funny that I love that ID because Tex says she loves wrestling with the Duke, and she would kick your ass if she wrestled you.
She said she will defend my honor. Stop forgetting that.
No,
that's very important.
I just every time I hear that, I picture her wrestling you and just completely.
She would not wrestle.
Just breaking you.
She is going to fight my battles. Please. That's the point.
She's got better things to do. Let me just tell you that. Yeah. No doubt in my mind.
She sent me a message this week, just an update.
Oh,
she's healing up.
Good.
But she's still, got to take it easy. Had the shoulder surgery.
Well, I think taking it easy. Tex and Manny and all. Take it easy.
Yeah.
That's just
please.
You know what?
Yeah.
You guys just chill. It's
you've
gonna be
enough.
all right. You've done enough.
Yeah.
Don't worry about us. It's fine. You chill.
You know what's interesting? Tex was trained by Joe Blanchard, just like Manny was.
Really?
See that?
Look at that. It's
and
a small
Rudy.
world.
Rudy Boy
It's
Gonzalez.
all right. It's that
See?
Texas connection.
Yep.
It's that Texas connection.
Sure is.
And unfortunately, we have to hear from Rudy several times a week because he's always running his mouth about something.
Yep.
The old timer, they just kind of settle in and they show up when they're asked.
Yep.
They don't just intrude and throw their opinions around when not asked, like Rudy.
Yeah.
Whatever. But he is the Texan version of Vince McMahon. So it's to be expected.
He said something smart to Lenny, our good friend Lenny,
our good friend Lenny,
Hitman Scott McKenzie. he said something smart to Lenny. I said, Lenny's going to put you in a spinning toe hold. and Rudy said, well, my legs are just fine.
You know, I think you and I should start a wrestling promotion just to put that match together.
That would be awesome.
Just once, a one-off, one time only, and just make it happen.
Well, you know, Lenny's over 6 feet.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he's got the reach.
He's still,
I'm telling you.
He can still go.
That's who my money's on.
He can still go. And he's not going to take any bumps. He'll just give them.
Yeah.
That's the end of that.
He's beyond taking them.
Yeah.
He's beyond
He'll just give the bumps, bro.
Absolutely.
That's right. All right, Boston Bad Boy.
Yeah.
I've been hyping this up all show.
Mm-hmm.
This is where...
I don't know where you got that from, by the way. But
we're going to do Vincent Kennedy McMahon appreciation right now.
No.
And you're going to lead the charge.
Well, what I am going to lead the charge about is what I mentioned earlier tonight, which is the Nia Jax thing.
No.
Because I was doing some more things. Yeah, we are going back to it. Because you know what? It's going to put a nice bow on the evening.
Enough with the Nia Jax, okay?
No, not enough. So here's what happened. Sports Illustrated puts out an article, as you know. And you know what article I'm talking about, but don't get ahead of me. And then on the old Facebook, a follow-up was posted by my personal friend, Old Man Wade.
Old Man Wade.
Of the Old Man Wade show on Facebook. And the main idea is that Nia Jax was asked to lose a match. Specifically, a match against Sasha Banks, and specifically, she had to lose clean. Now, you tell me, because I don't care. What is clean?
The idea is there's no interference.
Okay.
There's no crazy ref bumps.
Right.
It's just you in the middle of the ring losing.
So there's beyond a reasonable doubt, essentially.
You lost clean.
There's no sort of way to be written. It's written to be continued.
Yeah, there's no 50-50 booking. Clean.
So, this is what she's told to do, and she refuses. Now, I know you're just like the Sasha Banks fan club over here, but try and be reasonable for a moment and tell me what that's all about. She's told to lose clean, Nia Jax, against Sasha Banks.
Yep.
She refuses. Mm-hmm. Why?
Because Nia Jax is a disrespectful, ungrateful.
See, this is
thinks she's bigger than the business. Thinks she's bigger than the business that so many people have bled, sweat, and paid the wrestling price of a lifetime for, including Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks has given her entire body to this business. And for Nia Jax, somebody who's been in this business for a cup of coffee, to say that she's not going to lose a match to somebody, she's out of her mind.
First of all, you've lost the plot already.
No, I'm sick of this.
You've lost the plot already because Nia Jax is one of the biggest stars to come to the WWE in your lifetime. In your lifetime.
Break. Are you kidding me right now?
She is the tip of the spear when it comes to women in wrestling. Okay?
Stop it right now.
So she's looking out for her own career because she's seen what's happened before.
Okay.
And let me show you where that leads. So the story gets better because Nia Jax, as we mentioned before, is the cousin of The Rock.
Yes, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So she calls up Dwayne The Rock Johnson, her cousin, and asks him for advice. She gets told, you got to lose clean. What do you think he told her? He gets on the phone with her, cousin, family, shoot the breeze, blah, 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 blah. Hey, listen, I got this problem. Vince is telling me to do this. What does The Rock, a legend, a box office superstar, tell her?
Well, what he should have told her is that you get your butt in the middle of that ring and you do exactly what the promoter tells you to do, and that's the end of it.
Well, you're wrong.
That's what he should have told her.
You're wrong. He told her, and wrap your head around this one, he told her, if you're not happy, leave. And I'm paraphrasing, get the hell out of that stupid company with that stupid family, get as far away from them all as possible. He told her to walk. That stupid family.
I'm pretty sure The Rock didn't say that.
Really?
You're paraphrasing. You're being a little liberal with your
paraphrasing. No, I'm paraphrasing,
well,
and I got it written down. It's written down right here.
Break.
My paraphrasing. Get the hell out of that stupid company. Get the hell away from that stupid family. They're all crazy. Run away. Save yourself, is what he's saying to her. You can't prove that I'm wrong about that.
You know what I can prove? Nia Jax is an ungrateful, no good
Here we
punk.
Go.
Okay? Like how she botched those moves when she had the match with Charlotte, where she almost killed Charlotte twice in one match. You're not going to lose to Sasha Banks?
Hey, you know
one
what?
of the best in the world?
You know what?
Huh?
We just talked to a fellow who said that playing stiff is the way you got to play it. That makes wrestling better. It makes it more believable.
But you got to be safe.
Listen, the world isn't safe.
No.
You could walk out of here right now and get hit by a bus. I'd come over and poke you with a stick to make sure you were dead, but
to make sure I'm dead.
Yeah,
not
I wouldn't.
alive.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to leave you there half
Good to
alive.
know.
I just want to
Good
make.
to know.
I'd want you to be completely taken out by the bus.
This woman has completely lost her mind and forgotten the fact that the business will always be bigger than whatever she thinks of herself.
No, here's what really happened. Here's what really happened. This plays exactly into what I was talking about last week, that Vince is trying to sink his own company.
No, my
that Vince is trying to torpedo the WWE because he doesn't want to leave it to those ungrateful, bratty kids of his.
This again.
Think about it. Why would The Rock give her that kind of advice? Why would The Rock tell her to walk away? Because clearly, The Rock's still a company man. That Vince still leverages him. Well, you said earlier that the Rock moniker is probably owned by the WWE.
It is.
And that's why Dwayne Johnson is billed as Dwayne Johnson and not The Rock. Nothing to do with that, because why wouldn't he throw that up there to promote himself? It's probably because he has to pay Vince McMahon $100,000 every time it's seen in print.
He should.
And so Vince is leveraging. No, he is The Rock. There is no Rock without him. So the name is useless unless it's attached to him.
The company owns the naming rights. They own all that stuff. You don't like it? Too bad.
Simply put, Vince told The Rock to tell Nia to leave. Because there's no way The Rock, who loves the WWE, even beyond his hatred of Vince probably, to leave unless he knew that, not deal with the repercussions.
All right. I just think that you really need to dial all this crap back.
No. Because all you do is make excuses for Vince. Because not only that you have your head so far up your own ass, somehow you've done it up his ass as well. He's trying to destroy his own company so that he will be the one and only. He will go out on top, and then that'll be it.
That's it.
And it's gonna completely unravel, and he's turning The Rock against his own family because he's got nothing left to do. Because he's gone as far as he can with this guy professionally. Now he's going to go in and mess with the guy's family, and he has a history of doing that because he's sick. He's sick in the head, and you're even more sick for supporting a guy like that.
Okay.
And it's frightening.
Yep. Thank you for Tommy Wildfire Rich for joining us for a second there. And also, thank you for the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez.
What about
taking some time with us?
Thank me for all this. I did this research. I got all this information.
Newman. Thank Oliver Newman.
Hello, Newman.
Boy. You disgraced yourself this week.
I didn't even want to get it. I have so much more. Look at I have so much more material here. I have more material.
He's going to cut the crap. I know that much. I might have to get Vince McMahon on this show just to set this guy straight.
You couldn't get Vincent D'Onofrio on this show.
I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who that is.